Hello, this is Shadow Templar 591, and I'm bringing you a video on Overwatch. Just for those who don't maybe, haven't heard of Overwatch or have heard of it or wondering what it is, Overwatch is what is being called a hero shooter, an FPS hero shooter. It's came out today. It had a couple open betas, some closed betas. But it officially came out for everyone today. It is buy-in. It's made by Blizzard, so there's a reputable name behind it. Now, to kind of get to the question of, so that's some basics. To get to more gameplay focused stuff of what is Overwatch, what is a first-person hero shooter? So think of like TF2, stuff like that. Another thing is like if you play League or Dota or Smite, those are also considered. Those are MOBAs, but think about those kind of games, or especially Smite, but instead of third person behind the shoulder, first person like you were playing Call of Duty, but instead of like you still have abilities, but instead of them being like, maybe throwing a fireball, it's maybe, using like a faster gun and stuff like that. Um, so right now, here are some of the characters. You see, we got a wide range of characters. We got everyone from a robot who is Bastion to, you know, we've got like uh, an anime girl. We've got a ninja. We've got like an old school like archer, like you might see, in some kind of documentary. I believe that's Hanzo, as you can see. I believe he is from Japan. Um, and then the other one I clicked on it with May. I believe she's from China. That's Lucio right there. He's got the green and yellow, so I know those are Brazilian flags, so I know he's from Brazil. That that's Junkrat, that's Warthog. They come from Australia. In this game, Australia is like this wasteland. It's like this Mad Max world, or like Lord of the Flies. If you've read that, you might know that. So the reason I bring that up, the reason I bring talking about different characters is you can see these characters are wide range, not only from where they're from, but the design, their so there's and then that also goes into the playstyle. So if there's right now there's only 21 characters, they're gonna add more. From what I understand from people from reading up about this, I get the sense, and I could be wrong, that Blizzard is probably going to go the kind of smart route of, um, you pay, basically you pay in. Once you pay in, you get all the rest of the characters free. The reason I say that is, and I'll show some gameplay later. This is post commentary. I did have live commentary. It was kind of jumbled. I didn't really like it, so I thought I'd do post commentary. Um, and maybe that would be a little more structured and a little more helpful, because that's what this video is about, being as helpful as possible. Um, Now going kind of back, like I said, I think they're going to go with and that's my gut feeling. It sounds like they're gonna go with the smart model, which is you pay in, and once you pay in, there you get all the characters for free, because there's like I said, there's a very important gameplay consideration if they had you like buy characters or anything like Lee does, whether it be with real money or in-game currency, which is you can switch your characters anytime. Um, Before I go kind of into that, I'm gonna go address the pay model. Right now, you're seeing Hanzo. It's kind of, so that's Hanzo. You can see, there's a bunch of things. There's a bunch of skins, emotes, just about a bunch of customization. Um, and as someone who plays a lot of um, Warframe and stuff like that, even Dota and League, I can tell you, um, I really like that because that lets me add that, kind of personal touch to a character. It makes it like, and those other people playing this character, but now you kind of, by having these kind of members, you kind of make him your own and kind of feel really, really cool. And they can do a lot of, since they have other games, they can do a lot of really neat stuff with that. Um, there's two ways you can get the cosmetics. You can get them through loot crates, which I'll show later. I do get one in this video, and I think they said they're eventually going to set up a store where you can just buy them, which is fine as long as as long as it's just cosmetic stuff and doesn't give you any kind of advantage. Have had like I said, as a player of Warframe, as a player of League and Dota. I didn't play any Smite, but I really like that stuff. That's kind of, I mean, maybe I fell for the false. It's a fallacy. It's a sunken cost fallacy, I believe is how it goes. Maybe I fell for it, but I know that, like, for me, gave characters really a lot of time and definitely kept me playing for a lot longer. Right now I'm highly level displays. Literally, you can decal stuff. You can, like, if when you're doing the COD mission, which is one of the missions you can do. You can detail the side of the truck with your little, whatever spray you have unlocked. So that's really cool. I know. I don't think I clicked on between Hanzo and what's his name, Genji before, but I didn't explain. There's guys got relationships. So Hanzo and Genji are brothers. I know I'm showing Bastion right now. That's a skin you can get from the Origins pack. I'll touch on that shortly. So when they're on the same team, they'll say something. They'll have little dialogue, which I like. I know League of Legends had that. I believe Dota 2 has that. That just adds more character to these guys. And the more you can add character to guys, the more people are gonna like them. The more people are gonna want to play them. The more people are gonna want to play your game. So then going from there, kind of we'll segue into the business model. Since I just showed a skin for Bastion. I'm loading up a game right now. So there's 3 tiers to get into for Overwatch. There's just $40, which is just you get all 21 characters and nothing else. There's the Origins editions, which I get the characters, and then I get a couple skins. That Bastion skin was one. You'll see one later gameplay footage where I get Soldier 76 skin. They'll show that off. There's a whole bunch of them. So one thing now kind of going, and then the third one is a collector's edition. I think basically it's the same thing. You get all 21 characters, the skins that you would in the Origins the Origins skin, and then you get the little statue of 76 for Soldier 76. Personally, for me, the stuff hasn't really appealed to me, so it's whatever. So now, as you've seen, we've gone to 2 places. Hiroyama, I think it's called, which is in Japan, and Dorado, which is in Mexico, as you can tell. They've got other places. They got Gibraltar, and I'm not going to say which country because I actually think that's a little controversy with that, so never mind. They have Gibraltar. You can go to places in Greece, and the reason I bring that up is so not only do there are a lot of characters, but there's a lot of with varied personalities, play types, styles, so on and so forth, and also there's various places you can play online. You can, you're not gonna, there's still a small amount of this, but there's enough that, it doesn't get too stale too quick, which is really nice. So going now, kind of shifting to the gameplay a little, I'll talk about that. As you might have noticed,
Attackers incoming.
the characters were split on two different groups. So you have assault, which you know, your heavy damage, your burst damage guys. They go down really easy, but they do your damage. They also, I think, your next is your defense. Those are your like Bastions, who I'm playing. You know, you're more, I guess, objective focused guys. Like this is a very objective focused game, but these guys are like basically meant to take an objective and hold it. As you're seeing right now as I'm playing Bastion. Yeah, a lot of people, especially on the lower levels, I think right now I'm ranked profile rank 2, they'll just come out the front door, and as a Bastion, it's just so easy to pick them off and just have a field day. The third tier is tanks. I mean, if you play, you know, any kind of MOBA, RPG, hero shooter, obviously, and there's another one of the group. MMORPG, you know what a tank does. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. And then the last group is supports. Once again, if you play MOBA, you played those other groups I listed before, you know what a support is. And then there's different, you know, they have various play styles. So right now, I'll get to that. Right now, I just use Bastion's ult. Bastion's ult is he turns to a little tank and you can just fire all over. I don't know. I still haven't figured it out, and maybe someone can let me know if it's based on shots fired or time. Well, you don't use, you know, all the shots in the time. I know if it is shot based, if you don't use it, you lose. So now, before I go on to his abilities, we'll see the death cam as I die. I like it. I know a lot of games have had it, but this is the first game. No, actually, I lied. There have other been games I played that have had it. I always liked them. Some people don't. It is an option. You can turn it off, so that's up to you. So then, going to his abilities. Another thing that really makes this, I think that it's gonna stand this game out is there's only 2 abilities. 3 actually. You have your first 2 regular abilities, and then you have your ult. You're gonna see me fumbling a little. I just recently rebind my keys, so that's kind of where that comes from. I was hitting the older keys thinking, oh crap, and then I realized, oh crap, I just rebinded them. So there's that. You got 3 abilities, which is really easy. I'll show later, I think. I don't think it's in this match, I think it's in the next one, of the hero switch ability, which is really integral to this. So that if the team's running like a comp that you can't just beat and you're like, man, why aren't we beating? You see you're all squishy. Well, it's not like League, it's not like Dota. You know, you're not gonna be stuck, you know, as that champion and then, oh crap, you know, someone didn't pick up a support because they didn't feel like it. You can be like, look, you know, I may not be a good support, or I may be a great support, but you know what, you know, it's like one of the characters in Dota 2 says, no one wants to play support, but everyone wants to win. So you might say, hey, look, I'm gonna play support just so, you know, at least maybe we'll have a chance. Which, once again, is another way of getting you to play different characters and experience different characters and really get invested in the game. Because what it comes down to is, once again, it's on style, because whether that's time, whether that's money, the more. And then also, too, you're gonna be a better team player if you know more characters, because you're gonna be able to counter people easier. You're gonna be able to counters, or find ways of breaking counters. So, yep, this is a hero switch. As long as you're in the spawn point, you can switch your hero in at any time. Another good thing I like, it'll say on the right side team tips. I wish a lot of MOBAs have that, so you know, and it's really easily who's a support, because you can see, you know, who's a support, and if your team doesn't have a support, okay, who's the support? Okay, which one of these guys do I think, do I maybe A, aesthetically like, or B, do they, that kind of play to get my gameplay style? And you can see that really quickly, which I really like, and I hope a lot of MOBAs and those kind of games implement that, because I think that's a really neat system. Speaking of quick things, these matches, another thing that I think is going to really help too, and I've kind of talked about without bringing it up, is the toxicity. Games, generally in 5 minutes, I think the longest one I've had is about 15. Well, I mean, in a mobile game, you're looking at least, I don't know how Dota I think it's about a half hour. League is I think a little lower because they do have a surrender function in that, which is really nice. I wish Dota had that. So you're gonna spend at least 20 minutes, probably even more, just like hating life, and your team hating each other, just like being like, oh, we'd be doing better if, you pick support or this or that. It's like, what's this? I personally don't find me getting too frustrated, because I know probably in 5-10 minutes this is going to be going over with, and I'm going to be done with it. So, if a teammate isn't doing something wrong with annoying me, it's like, what, that's fine, do what you want. I'm totally, I'm just, we're going to be done with this soon, so I'll just get into another game and maybe I'll have a great experience. So, one of the things I really wish they had, kind of piggyback off of that, I don't think they have it yet, they'll probably add it later on, is where you can queue up your friends, or be like, hey, I had a really great time with that team last time, let's keep you in the queue. I think it just keeps randomizing these people, which is a little annoying. I didn't really talk about this specific map we're on. This is map type. This is, as you can see, what they call the card push. I played a little TF2 way back, but I don't know if it was just the time, or the time of day, or just a time in the community's lifetime. But right then, I was getting a lot of toxicity from a lot of TF2 players, which is what I played. I've got you in my sights. And that just turned me off. So I think, but then again, I played League for a while, and that's known for its toxicity. Though I don't play ranked, which isn't too bad. So that seems to be where a lot of toxicity is, to be honest. So going back to the mode, it's what's called a card push. Basically, right now you're seeing basically it's saying we're pushing to the left. So you can, if the team who's trying to keep the card from reaching its destination, and I don't know if it's the same in TF2, can actually push it back. You can't push it back to the beginning of the level, that'd be kind of cheap, but you can push it back to the start of this checkpoint. And then when each team hits a checkpoint, like the team who's pushing the cards, they'll get more minutes, as you probably saw, and the little white things to determine the minute, the arrows left or right, determine if it's going towards the direction, or wait towards the objective, the checkpoint, or away from it, and how many people. So it's really, I like this system, the UI, because it gives you a lot of information, but it breaks it down really easily. It's really easy to see, okay, this is what I need, this is how it works. The only thing is you have to press, I think it's like F1, and go to a different screen to see your hero's abilities. I wish there was, I guess, a way like when you click on them it pops up instead of that. It's a little kind of clunky. I know when you're selecting them, you can then go F1 like at the beginning and just look it up. But personally, I think it should just be there from the beginning. I don't know if they think maybe that it would just get too cluttered with information or what, but so far that's really my only big thing UI-wise that they really, I think they need to add. There is an overtime mechanic, which is basically a rubber band mechanic. Basically, if we so to explain it, if we would have made it to that objective it would have went into overtime. And what would have happened then? I'll tell you. We'll watch this play of the game, which is another feature which I kind of like. It can, in the beta, this kind of bugged up. Like it would just be like a guy's Trojan, which I showed before. He can make turrets and just show his turrets killing things, or some guy falling off the level. But I think it looks like they might have fixed that. You know, just like a normal game, you can recommend people. I don't know if it does anything. These games are 6 against 6. I know I didn't say that. You probably can see that. See all your stats in the game, which is great. Okay, so that's a loot box. Once you level up, you get what's called a loot box, and it'll have a bunch of cosmetics. So if you, it's basically the same idea of like card packs in Hearthstone, boxes in CS:GO, stuff like that. Crap. Now I forgot what I was thinking about, but you know, it's whatever. I think I've got most of my main points that I really wanted to get to in this video, so I'm not too worried. So one of the cool things is you can get skins, and why that's really cool is because now I have this skin for Zarya. Zarya. If I haven't, you know, and now I got a spray from Hanzo. If I like one of those things, I think I get an eme for you know, Widowmaker. If I don't play those characters and I get something like a skin or an emote that I think is really cool, that's going to incentivize me to play a different character and then be more useful to my team, because now I can play another character and maybe a different role that I couldn't play, and it kind of limits the toxicity because it widens the pool of players you can be. And you know, it's not like before, like a lot of games where it's like, oh, I can only play tank and that's it, or I can only play support and that's it. And that's really important in this game, because this game is really team focused, even more. Think about it like Heroes of the Storm, which is it's Blizzard's MOBA, but for their first-person shooter. So it's kind of like that. I think that's about it, really. I'm trying to think. I think I hit most of the major points. Oh, two other game. The other major game mode is called King of the Hill. That's basically what it sounds like. I think that's the only two modes right now. There might be other ones if there are. They are escaping me from at this point. So if there are, I'm sorry. You can look them up. But those are the two main ones. And that's about it for me. So once again, guys, my name is Shadow Templar 591, and I hope this video helped you out. Know what Overwatch is. You know, what is Overwatch? Now maybe you know. And once again, guys, just, you know, like I always say, have a great day.